Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Who cares? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. If you're new, I like to react to video game music from games I've never played and from songs I've never heard from the series. Today I'm doing a Patreon request for the BRM Platinum Trophy Tier supporter. This is an exciting day. Streets of Rage, The Last Soul. Now, really quick before I get into the video, I did own a Sega Genesis as a kid. It's my first console, and yet I never played Streets of Rage. I know, I'm sorry, but I never did. I still haven't. But I'm very familiar that it's like a cult classic, right? But one thing that I know for sure is that I know the opening theme. I know that one with that little synth at the beginning, and then it's like dun 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 dun. Yeah. That thing has always stuck with me since I heard it years ago. I don't even know how I discovered that song either, but... So I'm excited, because this is now my proper introduction, besides that song, to Streets of Rage, which apparently I just found out Yuzo Koshiro is the composer. Need I say more? This is The Last Soul. I am so excited for Streets of Rage right now. Oh, that Sega Genesis sound chip, bro. Oh, that melody underneath. Yeah. I already love it. Oh, it's so nostalgic, dude. I'm back to being 6 years old. Whoa, it's like emulating a hand percussion? It reminds me so much of the intro. Same sound. This is dope. There's so many layers. I love Sega Genesis music, man. City. Oh, I like the way it comes back to that. Why does it have to end? I could just listen to that on repeat. Oh, God. Okay, that was everything I was hoping for. God, okay, I would say 80% of the time on this channel, I have no idea what's to come, right? From games I don't play, or I just have no idea what's going to happen. This time I had somewhat of an idea because I know the intro theme. So I was hoping with all my might that it would be reminiscent of that, or it just carried on that flavor, and damn it, did it deliver on that? It's so nostalgic, dude. I just went straight back to being a kid when I didn't have to pay bills and worry about gasoline or anything like that. I just worried about like this and being introduced to sounds that were not like on the radio, because I've been into VGM since I can remember. You know, it leaves an impression on you. Especially, I really resent that I didn't grow up with Streets of Rage, because my childhood could have been that much cooler than it already was. But yeah, dude, like it's crazy the power of music, because I felt so nostalgic and I felt so a part of that time capsule, even though I've never played it, because it just reminded me of everything else, like Sonic, Shinobi, Toe Jam and Earl, like all those iconic soundtracks, right? And I now feel that I need to listen to the entire soundtrack of Streets of Rage, all of it. I just don't see any. There just can't be any bad songs, based on what I've heard already. There's no way. Bold statement, but I mean, as long as they keep that formula, how can you mess that up? Also, speaking of the formula, a big shout out to composers that weren't afraid to dive into the hip-hop realm. Not only just hip-hop in general, but original hip-hop inspired OST. You know, especially in this era, which is, oh god, almost Streets of Rage, early 90s, I'm guessing? I can't remember. Or mid 90s, early 90s. I mean, that was kind of like, for a lot of people, the not introduction to hip-hop, but like commercially when it was getting successful. So everyone around the world was starting to hear it. And I mean, that's a whole other deep dive in itself. But just the fact that they were like true to the culture is what I'm saying. Regardless, is they had that aura of just like a urban environment, and it just fit. It fit everything. It fit the font. It fit the backgrounds. It fit the gameplay. Like, it was just... I just cannot see Streets of Rage with any other soundtrack or any other genre besides what it is. And it doesn't happen often, especially back in those days. 16-bit era, in this case. So it's just really cool because they captured so much groove and emphasis on the bass and all these little cool layers, but yet it still sounded like, I guess, VGM. Everything I'm saying right now is kind of hard to explain. It just all makes sense in my head. But you're just gonna have to trust me that they capture the spirit of the culture, but also it's just a work of art, man. For only 2 songs from the series, and I call it a work of art because it's so unique, and they knew what they were doing. Anyone who knows Yuzo Koshiro knows he knows what he's doing. That name is no slouch. Now, I don't know much about him as far as like his history. Is this his first game? One of his first games? Who knows? I don't know any of that. But it's really cool that he's got that much diversity in him, that he can do this and then pull out everything else he's managed to pull out throughout his career. That is so impressive. It's kind of mind-boggling. That's it. I'm a big fan of Streets of Rage. From so little that I've experienced of it. And I, again, I resent myself I didn't play this earlier as a kid. But damn, dude. The Last Soul. I just remember that right now. So I can't even think of like when that would play. It has to be obviously during a stage or something. But man, I'm just so impressed by it, really. That's really it. I'm just gonna ask now because I know it's already gonna happen, but please tell me your favorite Streets of Rage, and are the soundtracks typically the same throughout the series? Do they change it up? What's a good song from? Just tell me your experience with Streets of Rage, because it's such a cool series, and it's pretty much withstood the test of time. People still talk about it. I mean, here, look at me. It's 2022, and I'm idolizing the soundtrack that I know so little about. But I guess for a good reason that it's lasted this long. Now I know. Now I know. And I want to hear the rest of it so bad. Maybe one of these days, I'm just going to announce, like, hey, don't request any more from this game because I'm just going to actually go listen to the rest of it right now. Because I'm getting kind of tired that I can't just freely check out stuff on my own, especially when it's stuff like this. So this is my formal announcement to not request anything from Streets. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would love to still react to it. I think I want to capture that magic on camera. But I'm totally kidding if you weren't aware. Please request more Streets of Rage. I will never cut off a game because I want to hear the rest of it, even though I want to. I cannot. Regardless, if you want to get your request in, you can do so on Patreon or PayPal. I get this question a lot, so I want to just make sure you guys are familiar with this. It has to be a game, or hey game, it has to be a song from the game. So no renditions, no covers, no fan-made stuff. Basically, if it's in the game, it's cool. And if it's not licensed, it's cool. So everyone's pretty good about that, but every now and then I get some questions like, hey, is this okay? Just remember the rule of thumb. If it's from the video game and it's original, then you're good. Anyways. There's also a new platinum trophy tier on Patreon. You can do this on PayPal as well for the same amount. And that pretty much guarantees that you will shoot to the top of the line. You do not have to wait. The BRM is one of these supporters. That's why I'm checking out his songs right now. And shout out to the other ones as well. Zen Reacts, Fly, Jackie. Big thank you. And big thank you to everyone else as well. But that's it. I must move on from Streets of Rage onto the next video. But my curiosity is at an all-time high right now. And it's not often I get hip-hop sounding stuff on this channel, which I love. I grew up with underground hip-hop my entire life. Everyone thinks I'm like a metalhead. I'm not anything. I'm a musician first, and I like all genres. But I also respect all genres for what they are, except country. So, until next time, dudes and dudettes, I will see you later in the auditorium. My name is Jesse. Take it easy.